The 24th was World Polio Day. And hopefully many people saw what the 4 Rotary clubs, we joined in together. Last Friday night, we lit up the fort in Christiansted with End Polio Now. This started maybe about 5 or 6 years ago, where Rotary clubs around the world were lighting up iconic structures, the Bridge Tower in London, Coliseum in Rome, the Sydney Opera House, the Taj Mahal was lit up at one point. All over the world, North, South America, Asia, Africa, every place, people have been lighting up iconic structures. Rotary actually began in the late 70s, working in Manila towards polio eradication, distributing the vaccine.
Okay.
In 1985, which was the 80th anniversary of Rotary, Dr. Jonas Salk at the Rotary Annual Convention challenged Rotary International, the whole organization, to eradicate polio by our 100th anniversary, which was 2005. So that was 10 years ago.
Okay.
We were very close. Unfortunately, at that point, it had gone down to only having 4 polio endemic countries. There were some radical fundamentalists in Nigeria that stopped allowing the polio vaccine to be distributed.
Oh, okay.
And once that happened, it went back up to 10 countries. Polio started spreading again throughout Africa.
Oh, okay.
Through diplomacy, through Rotary, through the World Health Organization, and a really massive educational campaign, Nigeria did an about face, 180 degrees, from not allowing the vaccine to going gung-ho in giving out the vaccine.
Okay.
And so did the other countries. The countries that had been polio-free, that had it again, they went crazy giving out the vaccine because they wanted it gone. So this July, end of July, Nigeria was declared polio-free for 1 year. To be declared, for polio to be declared eradicated in that country, they've got to go 3 full years.
Okay.
In early August, the entire continent of Africa was declared polio-free.
Okay.
So Africa has 2 more years to go to be eradicated. India was declared polio-free, I believe, 2 years ago.
Yes.
So they went the 3 years without.
Okay.
It's been a massive campaign. Rotarians have raised $1.4 billion to eradicate polio, and
in that effort, yeah.
Rotarians have, because there are World Immunization Days and National Immunization Days, and Rotarians from here have traveled to India to distribute vaccine. So Rotarians have been involved in giving vaccines to over 2 billion children in the past 30 years. Massive campaign. So our catchphrase now is, we're this close, and you'll see Rotarians do this. And normally you'll see an ad, and it will say this close in between the person's fingers in the ad. And the ad has been done by Bill Gates, Desmond Tutu. Manny Pacquiao, the boxer, is a very active Rotarian in the Philippines. He's done it. There's hundreds of famous people around the world who have done this ad. So it's a really big deal for us. We have all, I would say every single Rotarian here on St. Croix has done something in some way to assist with Polio Plus is the name of the program, either through donations, through activities. When we did our installation dinner this year, we did the world's greatest meal, and it's Rotarians, again, around the world are doing world greatest meals to raise money. It's specifically for Polio Plus.
Okay.
So right now, polio is only endemic in 2 countries, Afghanistan and Pakistan. And it's just in the border area right there, which is very volatile,
Yes.
very hard to get to, and that's where the earthquake just hit this past week.
Okay. Okay.
So they've got all kinds of issues going on
yeah.
there.
Okay.
But it's UNICEF, Rotary International, World Health Organization, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation have been incredible. They've given Rotary a few challenge grants, but they said, well, you know, we don't want to hold up the money, so we'll give you the money right now. We'll give you, like, you've already met the challenge.
Oh, okay.
But you don't have to go ahead and raise money. We're going to give it to you now so we can get it out there.
Okay.
So they've been incredible, and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation are doing incredible work with contagious diseases around the world. So hopefully, in the next few years, hopefully in the next year or two, Afghanistan and Pakistan may be declared polio-free.
And then it'll be worldwide at that point.
Right. Last year was, at this point last year, there were 253 cases of polio in that area. This year, as of last week, there were only 41.
Okay.
So, I mean, at this point, we really are this close. It's been an amazing effort.
Okay.
And last year, during on World Polio Day, there was a live streaming event. There was one this year too, which we missed because we were down at the fort, but it is available online. But last year, they talked about how the infrastructure that was set up to eradicate polio was what was used in Nigeria when they had the Ebola outbreak. I don't know if people remember that Nigeria was the first country to stop that outbreak. And it's because of the infrastructure that was set up from Polio Plus, from eradicating polio throughout Africa. They use that same network.
Oh,
and
okay. Okay.
Rotary will tell you in the World Health Organization, this infrastructure now exists throughout the world. So once polio is eradicated, they'll start working on other contagious diseases.
Okay.
And they already have in a number of areas, like Ebola in Nigeria.
Okay.
Massive campaign. We're incredibly proud to be part of it.
Okay.
You know?
What's important too is to the young parents in the Virgin Islands. You know, when you take your child to be immunized and they say, well, we're going to give them a polio shot or the second polio shot, don't shy back and say, well, what's that? Ask the question. You know, we've all got smartphones. Look it up and see what it is, because anyone who's 40 or younger doesn't know anyone who had polio. So it's a disease. It's a disease that people suffer for their lives once they've had it. So make sure that your children get the polio vaccine.
All vaccines.
All vaccines, in
vaccines,
fact. You know, but polio is really important. And just because you don't know about it, you know, look it up. Just
Google
information,
it.
Google it.
Yeah.
Right.
Just Google it, yeah.
And, you know, as Sandra said, to get those vaccines, younger people didn't live through measles like we lived through measles, didn't live through chickenpox, didn't live through polio. I remember being very young when the polio vaccine just exploded, and I remember lining up in the school as we all waited to get the vaccine. You know, it was like an incredible deal that, oh my God, polio vaccine, where, you know, parents were like, oh, thank God my child isn't going to get this disease, you know. So if you've not lived through it, you don't understand the effects,
the ramifications of it, yeah.
And the only reason we don't have those diseases is because of vaccines.
The vaccine, yeah.
So.
Yeah.